his iPhone.
So you were saying too, though, that you believe that taser use is maybe escalating because it's the lazy man's way of
Absolutely.
Correct.
dealing with the
Absolutely
situation.
correct.
Absolutely.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, well, there's some reports out from different experts across the country saying that the taser is the new whip. The new whip, if you use a slavery analogy, you want to whip these guys into submission. Just pull out your taser, but they're missing the point. It's not something just to control a situation. It's almost one step from deadly force.
It's supposed to be the alternative to lethal force. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
No, that's correct. So reports have shown that instead of trying to de-escalate, the police officers have a progressive step approach
6
towards.
stages, right.
Yeah, exactly. And instead of using the steps they should use, they go straight to pulling out the whip, which is the taser, by way of analogy. And this is happening too far in black communities, and people are dying.
Instead of trying to maybe talk it down.
That's right.
That's correct.
Right, and a person that's in a traumatic situation such as this, they should be overly passionate and showing of concern to this particular individual situation. Now, if a person, I don't know exactly all that took place, but in a situation like this, if they were grabbing his hand or the fireman was giving his hand and he squeezed his hand hard because he was trying to save his life, that kind of makes sense. But the alternative to that is not to tase him to death. So there's numerous alternatives of calming this particular situation down. And officers should be trained that way, with compassion and concern for situations like this. Not going to the 6th stage of pulling out a taser and killing them.
The other statistic that jumps out when you look at the people that have died after being tased in Connecticut is that aside from them mostly being people of color, there are also people that are in crisis, whether that be mental health, medical, or substance abuse crisis. So there needs to be greater training and emphasis on how to de-escalate people properly. There's a bill that was heard before the Public Health Committee this past Wednesday that would deal with training officers on how to deal with people in mental health crisis, and this ties into the same theme that we see here in this case.